that? What's a tench to finish off on? A tench to finish off on, mate. Oh, yes. Can't be finishing on a tench, can you? Right, so we're down on Redhill today for a silverfish open. It's all been a bit of a mad rush, but we're going to be starting in a couple of seconds now. So I've drawn 19 inches an end peg in the corner here. That's the start. I didn't want to, really be. I think I might be up against it. But I'm going to feed some groundbait positive at 30 metres, and then I'm just going to fish pellets on 2 lines. I might be wrong. I think they're catching loads of fish on maggot, short roach, and that. But just start it. So I'm going to give them 3 on that line. Like everybody's sort of started short throwing maggots in, but I'm not going to go like that to start with. I want to try and catch my skimmers if possible. Another one though. Probably 7 foot on that line, so it's quite deep. So Mike next to me is catching like a little roach chuck. I'm not really interested in catching them, to be honest. Feed like a nugget and Mike grows on one line. No, just pellets. Right, that's the lines fed. Mike next to me's had 5 roach already. I'll take my jacket off, I think, and make a start. So just 2 little skimmers and 2 drops. On those pellets, them stampers, they're alright, they're sort of bigger than the roach anyway, so I've just popped a little cup on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to palm full of pellets, a little bit of groundbait, and make up a little bit of really wet stuff. Just keep popping a little nugget in whenever I feel it's right. But happy with it at the minute. Nice to see there's some skimmers down this end. Still not very efficient, but I'll get there now. Happy catching these. Nice little 3 to the pound, I reckon. Which is nice. nice, this is. Look at this. Oh. It's good on that too. Pound fish, that one. Why is that popped off like that? We're just about half an hour in now. It's going alright. I've got like 10 of those little hand-sized skimmers. Definitely not getting this pellet fishing quite right. Pretty sure of it. A little bit slow. Can't work out how to feed it best. But it's not. No one's like running away with it yet. So Mike next to me's catching a few on a whip. Apart from that, it's just, you know, odd fish coming out, so it's not, nobody's tearing in the wind. I think I'm just going to do this for an hour, and then I think my best chances are 13-metre line, where I've been positive with the bait. There's obviously plenty of little skimmers here, so hopefully they'll gather up there and I can fish maggots and get mucked in a bit more. But this is a nice just to start on. I think you'll want like 80 of these skimmers, 80 to 100 of these skimmers for £20, I'd say. You want like 20 an hour, so we're on target for that. Stampy catching them. What are they, 4 ounce? But it is like obvious, it's similar to White Springs again, where all the bites are like just as you lay the rig in. Like they're up off the bottom all the time. I've tried a maggot, but just got, they foul up the skimmer and had a roach, so I don't think they want that on this line anyway. So a little bit of a change of plan. 45 minutes in, I wasn't really feeling that pellet line, so I've just dropped it on my long line. I've had 2 skimmers and 2 drops. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to mess about too long yet. I'm going to convert my pellet line into a groundbait line and feed it the same, so at least I've got 2 lines to rotate then. But I'm going to have to feed it quite soft because it's sloping away everywhere on that shorter line, so I'm just going to do that mix. Just don't feel like I was efficient enough on those expanders. You know, probably my own fault, not really tuned up on that sort of fishing, to be honest. So let's feed the short line. If we can catch them there a section closer, it'd be lovely. Just got to give them one, you know, sort of tangerine sized ball, if you like, on that line. And then straight back out long. There's our rig. There. I'd say the skimmers are bigger as well on this longer line, so going on. we're just over an hour in. Nice roach. This line's gone a bit funny now. It's a nice little run of skimmers, but I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm just missing bites and that on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to top it up with like a ping pong ball size. There's definitely fish there, I just can't seem to work out how to catch them now. And I'm going to drop on my 11 for that. Been loose feeding a few maggots on that shorter line as well, just because it's a bit shallower. I can catch a few through the water a little bit more, so let's drop it on there now. Just see if I can tick over, catch some roach or whatever on this line, and then go back and forth between this and the longer line. These is no good to me now, I'm too far behind, like, I need to be catching. Just some quality fish, it's those skimmers I need to catch on, a bit of roach. Let's put a bit of cup on. Just up my feed a little bit, stop loose feeding and just feed nuggets of groundbait. Right, just got into a little rhythm now on this shorter line. I think there's so many fish in here, little fish. I haven't been feeding enough, so I put a medium-sized guru on now. And I'm feeding a mix of like 50-50 micros and groundbait after every sort of 3 fish. And I've had like a big, well, I say a big skimmer, a pound skimmer, and a couple of big roach on this. So I think there's just so many of them little bits in here. If you're not feeding enough bait, then there's nothing there for quality. Like. I don't know whether I could catch them even shorter, but it becomes so shallow. A section closer is like 2 foot difference in depth. I don't know whether they come in there, but millions of fish here. Just all of a sudden, I just had a lot of little blips in it. Chain right left. We'll wait for them, see? They're tidy, throw around like. I'm just gonna top my long line up again. And then work out how to catch them on this shorter line. Right. Hour and a half in, I've had a nice little run now on my 11 metre line. But what I'm thinking, I'm going to set up. There's so many fish, and I'm just going to set up a top hook line in front of me. And I'm going to fish like pink hydro. Just fish it like a whip. But I'm going to instead of throwing my maggots in there, I think you want these pellets and groundbait for these skimmers. So I'm just going to throw like little balls in there for the day, and then I can just use it as like a drop-in line. So I'm just going to plumb it up. I know it's not very deep, probably 2 foot, but nothing to lose feeding there. I reckon them skimmers will come there. Just plumb it up. Sort of just there, maybe a short 4 as well. That's the boy. What I'm going to do is going to throw little balls in on it there. Okay. So many fish in here, it's got to be worth a look. If I can get them skimmers there, or on those bigger roach, I've just got a funny feeling all those quality fish in here, they want groundbait and pellets, not so much like loose fed maggots. So Red Mike. Bob Ned Mike. You're a species hunter, you? Right, we're 2 hours in, and I've just, the last 20 minutes, I've had a magnificent run of skimmers on this 11 metre line. Feeding sort of every 3 fish, nugget that big, with micros and dead reds in there. I've even had like 3, probably getting on for £1, which are good bonuses today. But the average stamp is a bit better as well now. They definitely want a lot of bait though. Oh, look. Getting one most drops in now. Again, nice fish, 5 ounce. Still plenty of time, 3 hours to go. Can still do a big weight of these. If they stay like this, it'll be brilliant. Still feeding my little short line, just there. Might not work there, but there's so many fish in here, I can't see it not working. Looks suspicious. The first roach I've had for quite a while, that is now. want to make sure I don't leave it too long in between feeds, so keep topping it up. Them size balls. Right, we're coming up to the halfway mark now. And the last sort of, I don't know, 45 minutes. I reckon if I skim most chucks in, anything between, I don't know, 5 ounce and that sort of stamp. 5 to 8 ounce I'd say on average, and an odd better one. The more I'm feeding now, the better it's getting. Just feeding a little, well, like a walnut sized ball after every 3 fish seems to be best. Single dead red on the hook, and just that little strung out rig, definitely the best rig. I'm not talking to myself, Mike, honestly.
What's that?
I'm not talking to myself, honestly.
I know. It took me 15 minutes to figure that out.
Giving myself a running commentary. How not to do it. Right, 2 hours to go now, bang on. I've had a bit of a funny last sort of half hour. The skimmers are my peg, but I'm just missing bites, foul looking an odd one, and there's an odd one coming off. It's all just slowed up a bit now. Changed my mix a little bit. I don't know whether I did stodge it up quite a bit at one point, thinking that was going to be the way, and then just went a bit quiet, then I had a good run on it, and then stopped catching. So I'd done a bit of a dry mix like the original mix again, had a little run, but then started foul hooking them. Just feels like the wheels are starting to come off a little bit here now. There's skimmers there all the time. They're hard to catch, and like these size skimmers are quite hard to catch, and they feed funny. Or am I just making up excuses, Mike? You've already got 3 with big red stripes on them, haven't you? How many? 4? Right, half an hour to go now. I had a good run on our long line, but I've just been carped out on it again. I've had 2 or 3 F1s in the last sort of couple of drops, so back on my shorter line. I've had a skimmer straight away there, so I think I'll probably be on this line till the end now. I'm going to try not to top her up for as long as I can. Just try and catch as many as I can off that feed. And we'll catch up at the end. Hopefully we've got a big bag full of skimmers. I think we've got quite a few, like, so I'm not sure what sort of weight we're going to have. It's hard to judge with these, but we've got a nice day, definitely. Low bite. You are? Yeah. Go on. Right, so that's the end. And I think we just hooked an F1 to finish off on. I don't know if it is an F1, right? Well on, Mouth Almighty up there. What's that? What's a tench to finish off on? A tench to finish off on, mate. Oh, yes. Can't be finishing on a tench, can you? The humble tench. Tench hours, yeah. Right, that's the end of the match. Just weighed in. We've had 40 pound of them skimmers. That's a mega day's fishing. They all probably average 4 to 8 ounce. Got on 2 lines, 11 metres and 13 metres. So this is the rig for my long line. Got a medium cup on, feeding those little thick bits of stodge. Single 6 slip, a 0.6 Mick Wilkinson, and then on this one I just got a bulk of 8. I did have 3 droppers there, but I've double bulked it at the end. If you can just, where is it? It's hard with this light there. Double bulked it there with a 4-inch hook length, and at the end it was just one bung on that double bulk. This rig wasn't heavy enough. I should have fished a 0.8, that would have been the boy, and then double bulked that one. So that's one thing I've done wrong today. And then my other rig was for just down that shelf. It's what I say there, 4.5 foot, that is. Got 5 slips on that one, a 0.3 this time, one of those Mick Wilkinson floats. And then what I've done, I've reverse taped it a bit tight down the bottom end. Try and get it to swing into the shelf there. 4-inch hook length and an 18 hook. That again, that was too light. I should have had a 0.4, maybe a 0.5 on that. I think I've got all my rigs a little bit wrong today, to be honest. And I probably could have done with like a 6 on there rather than a 5, but can't complain about a brilliant day's fishing. The mix has been 2 parts Crush Expander, 1 part F1 Dark, 1 part Green Supreme. And I put loads of micros in there on deads, and there's the mix there. It's quite like over wet, and then just sort of, I've had good runs like topping up with little balls in the medium guru, that sort of size. But what I found is when I topped up, I'd miss like loads of bites, foul looking odd one, and then it would settle down and you'd have 5 or 6 skimmers off that little feed. But you had to top up to keep catching them. But when you did top up, it sort of sent them a bit mad. So I've had a couple of good runs where I've just fed like 100 mil of that stuff, just loose, left it 15 minutes, I've gone on my long and come back and caught like 15 without feeding again. So just a case of mixing it up a bit. I'm not sure if I've won or not. There's a 36, a 35, a 33 to my right, so it's fish brilliant. I'm not sure what's on the other side there, but we'll have a little check-in in the van on the way home and see how we've done. So we're back in the van, the day after yesterday's match at Redhill. What a brilliant day we had. 40 pound of those little skimmers, like, you know, those 3 to the pound on average, I'd say. We had an odd one close to £1. That 40 pounds enough to win the match, so brilliant start of 2024, match fishing wise. Definitely didn't get it right, like those pellets, I didn't get them right to start with. My rigs were too light on both my lines, and I think looking back, I messed up. On my long line, I should have had like double bulk from the start, but I think I'm definitely going to go back and have another go, but I'm going to tie up some 3-inch hook lengths for next time with heavier rigs, with bigger droppers, so I can get that last shot just closer to that hook. You know, just try and speed everything up, because, you know, you're sort of fishing for 100 fish, so you know, you've got to be efficient in what you're doing. So got some stuff right, I think, got some stuff wrong, learned a fair bit, so I'm gasping to get back there. Perhaps it will even, what would be nice is to go back and do a little video on how we should have done in the first time. So perhaps we'll look at that for the next video. If not, it'll be another live match, so I'll catch up with you soon, and thanks for watching.